And we're off to the races. Are we off to the races? 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 Are we off to the
Definitely be
races?
off to the
We off to
playoff
the
races.
Are we off to the races? And we are off to the
Mhm.
races. What's going on with you? What's happening? What's the deal? How y'all feel and all that good stuff. Um, left-handed right here. Y'all the bear over there. And
Hey,
this is down in Sports Talk. Friday night. Um, Wild Card Weekend edition. All right.
yes,
And
yes, yes,
hope
yes.
everybody, enjoying the first week, um, first 10 days of 2023. Football season is where we wanted to be at right now. Wild Card Weekend, hyped the charts. Some say it's one of the best football weekends of the year. I agree with it, but then again, I'm like
Hmm.
the championship weekend is way better. Yeah, what's good? How are you? You ready? I know you ready. You got your the setup right there. You ready to get it popping? What's good?
Oh, I am hype in charge for tomorrow. Um, I'm still a little disappointed that there's only two games tomorrow.
Hmm.
I don't like this Monday night game. It kind of throws off the timing for me and for like those other two teams. But I am excited to see some playoff football this upcoming weekend. I'm feeling really confident about the picks I made. You
Okay.
know, I'm feeling real confident. I definitely expect some upsets. And I'm just looking for some really good football games. How you feel about this weekend?
Well, since you put it like that, I'm looking forward to it too because actually in our group on Facebook down in Sports Talk, we are matched up against each other for the wild card around. And
Yeah.
the great philosopher Chuck D, Public Enemy, once said, eloquently, might I add, welcome to the Terror Dome. Come on down. So,
Hmm.
this is how we're going to give it up. It's moi versus moi, right? And you see, as he was talking slick about, yeah, I'm quite confident in my picks, and I don't like the Monday night game, and this is that. You could talk that when you got the buy, when you relax, you can
Oh,
go to the store and
you
buy
see that, right?
croissants, and
You see that
you
number
know what I
one that
mean? Yeah,
superstar? Yeah. They're just sitting there all
you can
nice,
buy croissants
just
and all
yeah,
types of
just
stuff. And you can
chilling.
relax and watch everybody else. See, that's what it is. But as for me, we got to go out and work. My Tampa Bay Buccaneers have to go out and work on Monday, right? And I'm feeling good about my picks too. We'll get into those as we move along in the show. But the thing about Wild Card Weekend, right? And me being a cat that's been around for a little while, and I get to we get to Saturday. It's here. Saturday's here. You gotta wait the whole day before you can even you know what I mean. Get
That's
get
that's why I got
into a
beef
flow.
about. That's why I got beef about a game being on Monday. It should be three games
Well,
on
I mean,
Saturday,
but they
three
call it
games on
Super
Sunday.
Wild Card Weekend and all that. They had to get the networks play and all that. But I'm just saying, like, you know, you used to be like, the game started at 1. You know what I'm saying? So you have all your stuff ready and this and that. Now you just kind of like you got all your stuff ready, your wings and whatever else you're gonna have. Everybody's coming together. They're gonna be at the house or whatever the case may be. And 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock, everybody's sitting around twiddling their thumbs.
Yeah, you
They're
got
ready
people
for the
coming to
game.
your house early because they thinking that the
Yeah,
game starts at 1 o'clock,
you
and
know
you're
what I mean.
like nah 4:30, and you're like what?
Now you got
But
everybody
then
sitting around the house looking at each other, talking about what you got to eat.
yeah,
You know
but
what I
then some
mean? So
people, but some people may like
yeah,
that
so I
because
mean, wild card weekend, it is what it is. That's why we anticipate it like that. We sit here, we chop it up, we talk about it. Um, Monday night game, notwithstanding, we'll get into that. But I think Saturday is going to have a couple of interesting games. We got matchups all over the place, rematches all over the place. All right.
Mhm.
Um, it's like they do an extra divisional round in the playoffs where you have Seattle playing against San Francisco tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
You got the Chargers and the Jaguars in a rematch, right? You have the Dolphins and Bills on Sunday, Giants and Vikings on Sunday, Ravens and Bengals. All of those are rematches, right? Then you got another rematch on Monday with the Cowboys and Buccaneers. They played it 1.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they started
again,
the season out and they can end it.
and they end the season out, right? Let's jump right into it. First game, 4:30. All right. San Francisco 49ers hosting the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are number 7 seed, San Francisco number 2. We all know about San Francisco, their addition of Christian McCaffrey, the quarterback situation with Mr. Irrelevant. But let's talk about the Seattle Seahawks, who nobody thought was going to be here.
No.
And the homie Geno Smith, he got his jaw together. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. He got his jaw together, and look at where they at. You know, nobody thought Pete Carroll and them dudes was going to make it. Shout out to DJ Diz. That's my man. He's the big Seattle Seahawks fan.
Oh, man.
I saw your post. Yeah, I saw your post in regards to the weather situation and how you really, really feel in your pick. So talk about the 49ers a little bit and going into this game, hosting the Seattle Seahawks tomorrow at 4:30.
Well, as you state, we all know that the backbone of this 49ers team right now is their defense. So they're going to live on their defense. You got the third stringer out there, you know, Purdy. I feel like he had a couple of good games. I feel like he's feeling himself a little bit right now. I feel like the 49ers are really feeling him right now. And you know, as you say, I brung up the weather. It's going to be extremely windy and rainy there tomorrow in San Francisco. It's going to be terrible weather conditions. Who plays in those type conditions all the time? Oh, it's the
Seahawks.
In Seattle. So all of those flashy plays that the 49ers like to do, you know, they like to do a lot of, you know, flashy stuff with Christian McCaffrey out the backfield, and then you got, you know, Debo, and then you got Brandon Ayuk, and then he got George Kittle. They like to do a lot of flashy stuff, a lot of firepower they got on the offensive side. But the problem is they have this third string quarterback out there that's going to really have to work, especially in these poor weather conditions. When I look at Seattle not no slump on the defensive end, but I do really think Geno Smith is going to have to play lights out tomorrow. He's going to have a really good game tomorrow for them to win. Them having Kenneth Walker back helps them out a whole lot, because with the conditions, this is going to be a defensive game and a running game.
Yep.
And that's what I expected. I expect to see this game be down and dirty, most likely a low scoring game. I can see a 10-13 or 17-13, something like that. I see that. And if they can keep the scoring that low, it favors Seattle more than it favors the 49ers, because they like to run and gun and get at you. But like I said, in these conditions now, at first I was feeling a little, I was like, yeah, this is a stretch. I'm gonna just take a stretch pick and pick the Seahawks. But then Mother Nature said, oh no, don't worry. It's not a stretch pick, because we're gonna dump all this rain and wind in San Fran.
Crazy. Dump all this
And
rain.
we're gonna make this game extremely interesting. You know, we're gonna see what the 49ers and the Seahawks are really made of. What do you feel about the game?
I'm kind of like you when when it first came down Seattle, San Francisco. I said, "Oh, okay, San Francisco gonna win this going away." Christian McCaffrey, the defense, Mr. Relevant, they're gonna put it all together. Now, like you said, Seattle's not a slouch team. They play in that, they play in the inclement weather all the time. But this inclement weather is going to be a little different because this inclement weather is not going to be on turf. It's going to be on grass. So it's going to get real. The track is going to be slow. Like you said, Kenneth Walker is going to have to really be effective, right? Again, even the receivers, because the offense has the advantage in those type of situations where it's rainy and muddy because they know where they're going. We used to say that when we was little. The offense knows where they're going. The defense don't know where the offense is going.
Exactly.
So a head fake here, they're going to buy all of that. They're going to buy all of that, Kim. They're going to buy all of that. Head fakes, you know what I mean? The little feints or whatever. So, again, that favors the team who can combine that run game, that power game with the play action and the stuff that has the defense a little, off. If they're one step off, those dudes are right by you. If you're trying to arm tackle Kenneth Walker, he's going to get right by you, right?
Yeah.
So you talk about that. When we talk about the playoffs, you always say, well, the home team has an advantage going in. I think San Francisco does have the advantage going into this game. Seattle has nothing to lose, right? They're playing with house money, right? And being the last team to get in from the NFC, really playing with house money. And San Francisco being, one situation removed from the bye. So that puts pressure on them as a 12-win, 13-win team going against a team that couldn't win double digits. You're supposed to win at home.
Yeah.
But like you said, the weather is going to kind of even it out. The weather is going to even the track out, make it slower. Like with your Ayuks and your Debos and those guys can't really get off those little jazzy plays that they like to run because the track is going to be slow. Mr. Irrelevant is going into this game, the biggest game of his career.
Yeah.
The biggest game of his career.
Spotlight is on this guy.
Absolutely. The spotlight is on him. The spotlight's on the 49ers organization.
And
this is what they went and got McCaffrey for.
Yeah. And it's crazy because these people, these analysts who gets paid all the big bucks, they're already like proclaiming this kid as like Joe Montana, like Steve Young, like he's the next best thing. Like, oh well, now they have a bigger controversy because what will they do with Jimmy G and Trey Lance, and now you got this kid Purdy. It's like, what do San Francisco? What are they going to do? And it's like, I don't understand why there's a second guess because
I don't understand it either.
If Jimmy G was healthy, you probably would be in the same predicament right now with a better chance to win. It's just all of the Jimmy G hate that he gets in San Francisco have always been ridiculous to me. And for them to now try to, push this kid ahead of him is extremely disrespectful, and I hope Jimmy G feels the same way and say, you know what, peace out, let them keep them. And then it also makes on the flip side, it also makes the 49ers look bad because it's like you wasted a high first round pick to draft Trey Lance, who has accomplished nothing except for get hurt twice. When Trey Lance was starting, you guys was bad. They was terrible. He got hurt. That was the best thing he did was get hurt for the 49ers so that they could bring in Jimmy G, and then Jimmy G paved the way for now this kid to come in and possibly win his first playoff game. But I think it's going to be hard for a battle. I think it's going to be low score. And I'm hoping Seattle, I hope they win. I hope Pete Carroll brings in a whole bunch of bag of tricks. And they'd be successful.
Um, for me, that game, I just think, again, I'm gonna go with the trend. I'm gonna go with San Francisco, and I think that they're gonna be able to, do what they need to do. They've got to make drives count because I think Seattle now, with the way the conditions are going to be, they're going to try to play ball control, keep the offense off the field.
Got to.
You know what I mean? Keep that offense off the field. But again, you don't want to.
But then you're dealing with that defense.
Right. You don't want to play yourself into a Warner interception, or who's the guy, the cornerback, the safety guy that they put on the All Pro team. That his name I can't quite recall at this time. But you got to watch out for those guys.
With his 4
right picks. with his 4 picks. And we're going to get into that too. So the consensus here is, and we're going against each other in the playoffs. We got the Down in Sports Talk, NFL Game Pick playoffs. It's myself, left-handed, against Yada Bear over here.
Crazy? These two games on Saturday. These 2 games on Saturday, they can decide if who probably will win between me and you. Because we are split with this one. I got Seattle, you got San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about the Chargers and the Jags? What come on tomorrow at 8:15?
Well, the Chargers and the Jaguars, I think that I'm taking Jacksonville. I think they're the hotter team. The Chargers on the road. I mean, the thing used to be when the Chargers used to play. When the Chargers used to have to come on the East Coast and play the playoff games, they used to come to New England and lose. They came to Cincinnati one year when Marvin Lewis was the coach and Phillip Rivers beat them. I think Jacksonville is hot. They're ready. Doug Peterson is, he's got his foot back in the postseason in the NFL. He's really, really done a remarkable job. He's just ready for them to make sure they spell his name right on the Coach of the Year trophy. I think that Jacksonville is going to go in there and make some noise. I don't think it's going to be to the likes of when you had Fred Taylor or Jalen Ramsey or David Garrard or Jimmy Smith, those Jacksonville teams. But I think that this is refreshing for them. They didn't see themselves in the loop. The schedule came a little early for them, and let Trevor Lawrence and them dudes do what they need to do. They're no slouch team either. So the Chargers, one of my picks to kind of get to the Super Bowl. Right, I like Justin Herbert. I like what they did on defense. They added Khalil Mack. The homie was coming back in the secondary, Derwin James. Bosa on the defensive line. They just had to get their thing together offensively. I like Justin Herbert. I like Austin Eckler. Mike Williams is not playing, so that takes some air out of what the Chargers want to do. But I think that Jacksonville, at the end of the day, is going to win, and I think it might be a touchdown plus. Because they're going off the momentum of the crowd, and I think that they're going to make a couple of turnovers. They're going to force Justin Herbert into a couple of turnovers, and Jacksonville is going to win.
Okay. On this game, we actually agree. I picked Jacksonville. I picked Coach Dougie P. To bring home the victory. I think it was so stupid for the Chargers to play their starters in the final game of the season because they already had that 5th seed lock. It was nothing of that last game. None of the games would affect their seeding. It didn't matter who won what game here. If this team wins and this team will be the 6th seed, or this team wins, they might move up or move down or even get kicked out the playoffs. No, they didn't have to play none of their starters. And here you go playing Mike Williams, who has been injured on and off the whole entire season. We all know that he has a very fragile back. And that's exactly why the Chargers is going to lose, and I'm pretty sure if they lose this game, I'm pretty sure that head coach, he's going to be looking for another job, because that was one of the, like, I couldn't believe it when I was watching the game. I'm like, wait a minute, so they're going to play the starters? They're playing Mike Williams, and as soon as I said that, boom, he got hurt. So now without Mike Williams there, we all know Keenan Allen is a route away of being injured also. Then you got Palmer and DeAndre Carter. Like, you can't win a playoff game with these guys. So I feel like they're going to be relying heavily on Austin Eckler, which I feel like Dougie P is going to see and just load the box. We have seen Justin Herbert hold the ball too long, make poor decisions with the ball. I feel like he really dropped off a lot this season for what we see in prior season with his production and even his decision making on the field. You know, I feel like this could be a 2-score win for Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence has come into his own. He's showing us how the Trevor Lawrence that got him to be the first round pick in the NFL draft. I feel like their running game is solid. They have a pretty decent offensive line. Defense, on the defensive side, they make some plays. You know, they're not the best defense, but they make some good plays when they need to. And they're very well coached. And like I said, they had the momentum that, you know, Duval County going to stand up super tall for their team, and that stadium going to be rocking. And I think it's perfect that they're playing at night, so you know it's going to be rocking Jacksonville. Like, they're going to shut that down in Jacksonville, and it's been so long since they had hosted a playoff game. You know, it's crazy. It went from worst to first in that division by just.
It is better. It's better when it's unexpected.
Yes, and because truthfully, I didn't expect it. I thought that they would be a respectable team. I did not see them coming in and taking the AFC South.
And not backing into it either. Not backing into it. A winning record. You know what I mean? Playing strong at the end of the year.
At all.
Absolutely. Yeah. No. And whoever said they did see it coming is lying.
Unless they
absolutely lying. Absolutely.
Matter of fact, I don't even think people who live in Jacksonville saw this coming.
They're right. The people that work in the stadium, they
didn't see this coming. The trainers, you know, probably didn't see this coming.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right.
Yeah. I figured they'll probably be like, I don't know, maybe like 7-10, something like that. You know,
I mean, you know, we're building something. We're building something with Dougie P. You know,
yeah, like
give him a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Doug said, I skip steps. He said, I skip them.
And listen, hey, Dougie P said, y'all must not recognize. They got a statue of me in Philadelphia. Let's not get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. You know who I am?
He came in there with that ring.
Absolutely.
Like, he came in with the ring in the book that he wrote.
Let's go. So again, we are on the same page when it comes to the Jacksonville and Los Angeles Chargers game. I like the Jaguars. Yada Bear over there likes the Jags. So we're in agreement on that one. Let's go to the tragic story game. No pun intended. Not trying to be funny at all. Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. Miami's without their quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. All right, we know the story, and then we definitely know the story about the Buffalo Bills. So Miami's coming from the cushy confines of Florida and where it's nice and comfortable, that coming up to Buffalo, where it's not so comfortable and they dealing with stuff and they going through stuff.
Really?
And it's gonna be really, really emotional. And listen, they're not got to worry about coming from behind, from 35-3 behind. They're not gonna worry about that tomorrow. They're gonna be ahead 35-3.
Listen, they probably scored 35 points in the first half. Okay, the way
can't save you. Yeah, Waddle can't save you. Those dudes. It's been. Y'all had a great season. You know what I mean? Y'all got 60 minutes now to figure out if you're gonna go out with a bang or you're gonna go out losing about 5 touchdowns. It's up to you because Buffalo's not gonna play with you.
Yeah.
So,
oh my God, this is gonna be this is what we call a serious uphill battle here. Buffalo and for Miami, because
the spread is 13.5. That tell you all you need to know. The spread is 13.5.
13.5. Oh my goodness.
13.5 out the box.
Oh my goodness.
So y'all, Miami down by 2 touchdowns soon as they walk in the stadium. They down by 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
And it just getting started. Murphy Morris can't help you. Yaro Yepremian can't help you. Bob Greasy can't help you. The Killer Bees can't help you. Clayton the Duper can't help you. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So it is what it is.
Yeah,
that game starts at 1 o'clock on Sunday. It should be over by 2.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be over by 2. It's definitely gonna be. This should be quick work by Buffalo.
It started at 1 o'clock. It should be over by 2.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
Oh man, I feel bad for this kid, Skylar. Man, Skylar Thompson is gonna he gonna be on his back a lot. On his back a lot.
Yeah,
it's gonna hurt because it's cold up there. That turf is hard.
Yeah,
that's like cement. Kind of reminds me of the vet. Kind of remind me of the vet. How hard that turf used to get in the wintertime. So it's going to be harder up there in Buffalo. But I expect a blowout. I'm pretty sure everybody else expects a blowout. I expect the defense to really take it to Miami. For the what we seen from the defense last week, they were super emotional and they took it to the Patriots. Like they just took over the second half of that game and made it impossible for New England to move the ball. And I feel like it's going to be a repeat of that on Sunday, where it's going to make it impossible for the Dolphins to move the ball, even with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, those fast guys. I'm pretty sure that the game plan that they're going to have is to get the ball out of Skylar Thomas' hands quickly, 3-step drop, quick slants, quick, screen plays. They had to get the ball out of this kid's hand fast. But at the end of the day, I feel like he's going to be on his back a lot. I feel like Buffalo might even put 40 up on him and call it a day. The only way Buffalo loses this game is if someone takes out the whole entire offense. And even then, I think Buffalo probably will still win because of the defense. Like someone had to literally run on the field, and Nancy Kerrigan, Josh Allen, and Stephon Diggs,
right.
and Dawson Knox, and Devin Singletary, and James Cook. Like somebody got to come out there with a crowbar or a metal pipe and take it to Gabe Davis' knees. Just take them all out for Miami to win. So it should be a blowout. We don't even got to talk about this game long because
that game is gonna be a murder scene.
Yeah,
That game is going to be absolutely murder scene. No, no disrespect to nobody, but it is what it is. Buffalo is ready. They feel like they're on a mission right now. We talk about fate. When you talk about the first situation that happened in the game last week, the opening kickoff. The kid takes the opening kickoff 96 yards for a touchdown.
Naeem Hines took that thing to the house.
Naeem Hines, he ran two. He ran two back in the game.
First one 96 yards, second one 101 yards to the house.
Yeah, I think the Buffalo Bills are one of those teams that really, feel like they have a point to prove. They did, they got stopped short last year, so they want to get back on. And I think Miami's going to be the first victim, and it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Yeah. And we're in agreement on that one. On that one. I got Buffalo, and Yada has Buffalo as well. 4:30 on Sunday. All right. Minnesota Vikings play host to the New York Football Giants. What's your thoughts on that game? I think that's going to be a better game than people give it credit for. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, I think it's going to be an excellent game, and I think the Giants are going to pull this out. I picked the Giants. It's very rare for me to pick a fellow NFC East competitor, because I don't root for any of my competition to win. But when I look at this game here, I can't deny that I feel like the Giants are on, I say, a semi-roll. I feel like they found themselves a little bit again later in the season, because they was rolling in the beginning, and then they hit a pause and they got like stuck in limbo a little bit mid-season, and then they kind of found like their mojo again towards the end of the season. I think the Vikings are, to me, pretenders. They always seem to be pretenders in the NFC to me. I never really can trust Kirk Cousins and these particular situations like this. Like, these games matter, and when games matters and the spotlight and like the focus is on him, he generally, what we've seen in the past, fumbles the bag, basically. Throw up a goose egg, have like a terrible game. So I feel like the way that the Giants been playing, and the way that Saquon has been fueling this team, like he's been charging full force ahead, with his running on the field. And I actually think their coach should be coach of the year. He should be considered either win it or being high regard of being coach of the year, because
for the Giants coach.
Yeah, he really
Brian Daboll.
He really turned this team around.
Absolutely.
They still have just about the core of this team, and they couldn't do anything last year. They was terrible last year. And then they also trade away their best receiver, Tony, to the Chiefs, and they got better. They got a lot out of Daniel Jones this season. He has, he's still, do his Daniel Jones thing. He might throw a couple picks here and there. But I feel the same way with Cousins. Cousins is going to throw a couple picks also. And I feel like if the Giants defense can contain Justin Jefferson, you cannot let him beat you. If they can contain him, how other teams have contained Justin Jefferson.
Look at this.
In the past,
I saw what you did there.
Yeah. There's tape out there, New York Giants. There's tape out there for you guys to watch. Okay? Early on in the season, Week 3, we put tape out there for you guys. We gave you guys the blueprint of how to beat the Vikings. And I feel like if they can contain that guy, which is going to be hard because Justin Jefferson is absolutely a beast. But if you can make everybody else try to beat you and contain him, they can pull this off. I have faith that the Giants can pull this off because, like I said, I think the Vikings are a pretender. They are a fake 3 seed. Yeah, my pick is the Giants.
She said the Vikings are some Canal Street ish.
They phony.
I like the Vikings in this game. I don't think it's going to take a 62-yard field goal to win it this time. I think that the Giants are going to play not the game that they expected to play coming into the second matchup with the Vikings. I think that Saquon is going to have to, carry a heavy load.
Oh yeah.
Daniel Jones is going to have to do what he does. And you talk about game management. This is the definition of game management.
Yeah.
Right. If for people who are kind of like not really football fans like that, and just casual, observers of the game, when you hear people talk about game management, this is this game right here, the Giants in Minnesota, is an embodiment of game management. Because all Daniel Jones has to do, right, is manage the game. And how does he do that? No turnovers, right? Get a couple of, extend a couple of drives with your feet. If you get a 3rd and 3 and you get a chance to make that happen, go get those 4 yards.
Go get those yards. Yeah.
Go get those yards. Understanding that the Vikings defense has been anemic all year, you can score points.
Oh yeah.
Right? The Giants are coming in these are one of those teams in this playoff situation that have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Right?
Yeah.
Brian Daboll, absolutely, contender for Coach of the Year. But I think right now it's all on what the Giants are going to do and how they're going to show up in this particular game on the road.
Yeah.
Right? So, and that's what I kind of feel like Minnesota has this advantage. You know what I mean? It's going to be a good game. Is it going to be particularly close? I don't see it being particularly close. And when I say that, I say 7 to 10 points. You know what I mean? Yeah. The game might ride on a turnover here, a penalty there. They're playing inside. So, again, they don't have the elements to worry about. Again, they played a few weeks ago, very exciting game, one of the better games of the year. I think that's the game where Daniel Jones solidified his status as like, yo, look, you didn't extend me, but I want to play here. Yeah. He made some plays happen that I watched that game. I watched the first game of the Giants and the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, it was a good game.
And I was expecting Daniel Jones not to show up, but he made play after play after play after play after play. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So I think that Minnesota, for all the, expectations that people had on them, the Cousins and Jeffersons and Dalvin Cooks and all of that type of stuff like that. This is the show and prove game right here. The Giants are coming into this one with nothing to lose and everything to gain. The Vikings are coming into this game with everything to lose and nothing to gain. So, again, they win. Oh, they're supposed to win. They were at home. You know what I mean? They won 13 games. What else you want? You know what I'm saying? But they lose. It's gonna be they're gonna be ready for Carlos Correa to come back. They're gonna be ready. They're gonna be ready for Carlos Correa. You know what I'm saying?
Carlos Correa already signed the contract to be on the Vikings.
There you go. So they gotta put him to work. You know what I'm saying? They definitely gotta put him to work. But yeah, I'm thinking the Vikings will win this game. It'll be close. It'll be close, but it won't be, it'll be like, I say like 24-17.
I think it's going to be a field goal.
A field goal game? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
All right. Field goal game.
And that's one of the games where we kind of we bump heads at. You know what I mean? I got the Vikings, y'all got the Giants, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Cincinnati hosting the Baltimore Ravens. That's the night game on Sunday, 8:15. Um, what's your thoughts on that one?
It's gonna be a squash game,
Squadouche.
just like that, same as the Dolphins Bills. This Ravens Bengals game gonna be a squash game, even though Joe
Mhm.
Mixon is talking spicy.
Yeah, he
He
wants it.
talking
He wants his
real
money back.
Yeah, he want his leg broke or something in this game because he's talking real spicy. He wants somebody to
Yeah.
step on that ankle, that hand or something. Because he talking some real spicy stuff up there. So but besides that, I feel like this is going to be a squash game. No Lamar Jackson. You know, the
Mhm.
kid Huntley, he got a shoulder injury. You know, so they're going to have Anthony Brown. Who's that? Okay, it's never who's this guy
Right.
filling in to start his first playoff game against the AFC
Defending
defending
champs.
champs. So it's like, wow, I'm happy to start, but why I gotta start in the playoff against the AFC defending champs? It's like what? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be a squash game. The only way I can see the Baltimore Ravens pulling this out if Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and, and all them guys come out of retirement and get on defense and they call up Ray Rice to run the
Mm.
ball. You know, they got to bring back their old school squad
Right.
to win this game. And then again, somebody got to get out on the field with that lead pipe. You know, hit Joe Burrow a couple times, take out Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, all of them. So I think it's gonna be it's gonna be a field day. I feel like the Bengals kind of have like a little chip on their shoulder because this whole season it really been about the Buffalo been the big talk in the AFC, also Miami, and of course the Chiefs. They all three of them have been like big talks of the season, and I feel like the Bengals may feel a little disrespected that they didn't get the respect that they feel they deserve from being the AFC champs of last year. And I can understand that because they feel like they're still the little brother of that division, especially when you're going against teams like the Chiefs and the Bills all the time. So I feel like they're gonna come out with a chip on their shoulder. They really feel a little indifference about that coin flip situation,
Mm-hmm.
which I do too. I feel like it's a stupid call on the league part because there's other ways that you can make a decision on that. You can look at that game that was postponed as a game that was a tie. So what happens with if it they played out the game and it ended in a tie? You will look at the division record to deem where that playoff game will be played at.
And the damn show wouldn't be played in Atlanta.
Of all places, wow, you have two teams. So the Chiefs and the Bills are both cold teams that play in
AFC.
yes, AFC teams that play outside, that play in the elements, but you want to send them to Georgia in a dome where it's probably like 65, 70 degrees. What?
I ain't mad at Joe Mixon. I'm not mad at Joe
No,
Mixon.
I'm not
Listen,
mad at that neither.
I ain't mad at Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's like, yo, Roger Goodell, we can flip a coin for the fine money. What we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is really kind of like it's crazy. I get it that you try to be fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you're taking the competitive advantage away from both teams. If it would have been in
Exactly.
Kansas City, it would have been like, oh, it's cold out here, and how are they going to deal with the elements? Same difference in Buffalo. So why would you? I mean, that's neutral, like a close your ears, like a mug. You know what I'm saying? Right. When you talk about
and
neutral,
there's so many other places.
You could have played. You could have played it in Cleveland.
You could have played in Cleveland.
You could have played it in Cleveland.
They could have played in Chicago.
That's the only part I don't really understand. I don't fully appreciate. You know what I mean? Because I can't even picture myself watching Buffalo and Kansas City in the AFC Championship game in Atlanta. That don't it don't register.
It don't, because
it's cuckoo.
Because when I envision that game in my mind, if I close my eyes and you say Buffalo, Kansas City playing the AFC Championship game, in my mind, I envision coldness, like
Arrowhead, right.
Arrowhead Stadium. Mm-hmm. You know, it's everybody in the stands. They got hats. They bundle up. They super. It's cold. The field is cold. It might even be snowing. It might
blowing that smoke.
Yeah, exactly. And now you telling me that this game is going to be played in Atlanta?
In a dome.
In a dome? They could have played it in Chicago. They could have played it.
They could have played it in LA at SoFi.
They could have. Ain't nobody gonna be using it. They could have been playing in SoFi.
Yeah.
If you wanted to be neutral and sunny and nice, you could have played it there. You
could play it in Miami.
Because anybody gonna be playing there. They could. It's so many places, but Atlanta, whatever. But
yeah, right. That's it. That's it. That's the reaction, right? Whatever, right? You know what I'm saying?
Like,
all right.
It's like whatever. But I got the Bengals taking out the Ravens, easy, probably double digits. This game might be over by halftime. Also,
I'm with you on that one. I got the Bengals going, doing what they do. They got a division rival. They're seeing them for the third time. I think they're gonna, get them out of here and get ready for the divisional round next week and start their true defense of the AFC Championship.
Yep.
Now, Monday night, I gotta get myself situated because this was gonna be a doozy. Monday night, we got my Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the Dallas Cowboys in a playoff game. So much drama around this game, and it's not even coming from the Buccaneers side. It's coming from the Cowboys side. What are they going to do with their coach? Are the Cowboys ready to, to win not just a playoff game, some playoff games, right? They're wearing those gaudy ass blue uniforms. Okay. So, and again, I'm not going to keep it on Dallas. I'm going to keep it on my Buccaneers. Is this going to be Tom Brady's last game at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Is this going to be a Leonard Fournette's last game at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Is it going to be Todd Bowles' last game at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Is it going to be Byron Leftwich's last game at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? So it's a lot of things that need to be answered. They're going to be answered Monday night around 10, 11 o'clock. I don't know what to expect, but I think that my Buccaneers are going to show up. I think that it's going to be one of those typical Tampa Bay Buccaneers games. I'm either going to be screaming or I'm going to be jumping up and down in the first half, but I'm either going to be screaming or I'm going to be jumping up and down with 2 minutes left in the game. So I'm expecting a good game. I'm thinking it might be one of the better games of the weekend. Okay. I think Tampa Bay is going to win. I want Tampa Bay to win. I would hate to see what's going to come down the low if they lose. You know what I mean? So the story will be about everything else except for Tampa Bay losing. All right. We talked earlier behind the scenes, and you were like, well, the Buccaneers are, headed for, a full rebuild. And I'm like, okay, I'm with that. But we got to go out on our sword. We got to go out on our shield. We got to win at least one playoff game. Tom Brady's never lost to the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm tired of people saying that because every time that they say, "Well, so and so never did this and so never did that," that team never lost and that team never did. What happens?
They take an L.
Absolutely, absolutely.
The one thing I would say about this game is, I picked Tampa. Again, I will never pick the Cowboys to win anything. A race, a game, a pie eating contest, a spelling bee, anything. Like, I wouldn't pick them to win anything. Okay.
I wouldn't pick them to cross the street.
I wouldn't. I will root for the cars. Okay, I will root for the cars. Okay?
Send your emails to Yada Bear. I see you, Malcolm. Right. Send your emails to Yada Bear over there.
You can definitely send them here. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't bet them to win anything. So I am expecting and hoping that Tampa can
show up,
and I hope that Tom Brady can keep the tradition going by beating Tampa Bay. It's something about beating the Cowboys. It's something about Tom Brady and the Cowboys. He always finds a way to win. Going back to when he was in New England, he always found a way to beat the Cowboys. So I'm hoping that trend carries on to Monday night. Now, so I'm gonna talk about the Cowboys.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna talk about them. So the Cowboys has this trend going that I've noticed. They'll lose like 2 games and then they win 1. Then they'll lose a game and then win 1, and then 2 and then win 1. So right now this will be a second loss for them because they lost, their season finale
to Washington.
Yeah, which was a terrible showing. For Dak to have missed 5 games, 4 games, 5 games. He missed 5 games. He leads the NFL in interceptions. That's all I got to say right there. He missed 5 games and still somehow leads the NFL in interceptions.
They ain't hear you. Say that one more time. They ain't hear you though. They ain't hear you. Say it one more time.
Oh,
they ain't hear you.
Dak Prescott missed 5 games, but he somehow still leads the league in interceptions. I don't know what this guy is seeing on the film. I don't know if he's feeling pressure to win a playoff game, because I'm pretty sure that that's all they talk about is trying to win a playoff game. It's been 25, 26 years that this team had advanced in the playoffs. So there's a lot of pressure on that guy. Then I gotta look at their defense. As much as they like to point out, this is a great defense here and there, this defense is amazing. This defense don't show up half the time. I don't know what's going on with Diggs in the secondary. Last year he was getting picks left and right.
Yep, he was an interception man.
He had about 10 picks, 10, 11 picks last season.
Yep.
This year he can't even sniff what he got. Probably
he can't pick his nose.
He can't buy a pick this year, right?
Right.
And then, the start of the season, the hype was all about Micah Parsons. They damn near proclaimed this man being the second coming of Lawrence Taylor. That is blasphemy right there. I can't believe that those words came out of certain people's mouths. He is just as good, or could be, or potentially be better than LT. What? This is on this guy, what, second season? And you already got him on a pedestal with one of the greatest defensive players ever to play football? They put this guy on the all first team, all pro team. You don't even hear his name being called in the second half of the season like that. He hasn't been a factor in many of these Cowboy games in the second half of the season. But for some reason, they still put this guy on a pedestal. And I feel like he is not going to have as much of an impact as people think he's going to have on Monday. I'm definitely looking forward for the Bucks to just shut the Cowboys up. Get these guys out the playoffs. They didn't even earn a playoff spot. They got in because the Giants won a game. They didn't even earn it. I try to be nice with the Cowboys. I try to say positive stuff about
Talk
them.
your shit.
But it just can't come out. Like I think like, oh, I'm gonna say something nice about, I don't know, their running game. I can't. Okay. Even if I say something nice, it turns into a backhanded. It turns into something backhanded. Like I would say, yeah, I would say something like, "Oh, the running game is great, but they paid the wrong running back. Tony Pollard is better than Ezekiel Elliott." It's like I tried to compliment. I said they had a decent running game. I gave Tony Pollard a compliment, but then I shaded Ezekiel Elliott with the same.
As you should.
And then I shaded the organization by saying that they paid the wrong guy. Yes, they did.
No?
They paid the wrong guy. If the Cowboys, well, I'm not even gonna say if, when the Cowboys lose, I feel like Mike McCarthy, this would be the perfect opportunity for Jerry Jones to get Mike McCarthy out of here. Because we all see Mike McCarthy. He coaches in the past. He hasn't evolved. He's calling the same plays as if he's still in Green Bay. Packers. Yeah. Like he's coaching a young Aaron Rodgers. That's what it seems like. I'm like, am I watching
this dude is
the
drunk.
Dallas game or this Green Bay Packers game? Like, what is he doing? Like, he pulling out the playbook and he's like, he got handwritten plays. Where's your tablet, sir? He got handwritten plays showing Dak, well, I need you to do this and do that. And Dak is like, well, just send it to me in the tablet. He's like, I can't do that. That's not how I coach. But I feel like when they lose, this is going to be the perfect opportunity so that Jerry Jones can get him out of here without hearing any backlash, because it's like he didn't produce.
Right.
He gave all these players and he still hasn't produced.
Right.
So that's my take. Bucks. I don't know. We'll say 24-17.
Okay.
I give them that.
All right. So let me ask you this. Who do you see having the best chance to pull off a big upset? Not a shocking upset, but a big upset.
What, in this round?
Mm-hmm. If you had to pick an upset special, who would you pick?
Oh, well, it's Seattle, San Francisco.
Okay.
That would be my upset special right there. Because when I look at all the other matchups, especially like the Bengals and the Ravens, I don't give them guys any shot. They don't even have a quarterback. Just like Buffalo and Miami. It's like someone would have to take out the whole starting lineup for the Buffalo Bills for the Miami Dolphins to win. Like something, like they have to forget how to play football for the Dolphins to win that game.
No doubt.
That's how I see it. But yeah,
Okay.
I think
I
Seattle.
see.
What about you?
If I had to pick an upset special or a team where I think it's gonna make some things happen, I think it's gonna be the Los Angeles Chargers. Because
But would that
nobody's
really be an upset?
I mean, yeah, I mean, the Jaguars are favored by 1.5.
But that's a point and a
Uh, uh,
half.
uh, uh, uh,
A
uh,
point and a half is.
I mean, because the other games are going to be the Seattle San Francisco game should be close because of the weather factor, right? Buffalo Miami is going to be a dead man walking. Cincinnati and Baltimore is going to be a dead man walking. Tampa Bay and Dallas, you really don't know what you're going to get out of that. And the Giants in Minnesota, you really don't know what you're going to get out of that. So for me, that leaves, if I have to make a pick and pick one of these teams to win when I didn't originally pick them to win, I would say the Chargers.
All right. I mean, I probably would have went
I can't pick
Giants.
Miami. I'm not picking Baltimore. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I understand.
Word
But
up.
yeah, it should be a good weekend. I'm excited. I'm excited. I love NFL playoffs. The playoffs, it just brings a new type of energy. Like the season. It's funny. Can we think about the NBA and the NFL? The NFL regular season, because it's such limited games, every game matters, right? And then the playoffs is like a clean slate, and everyone's 0-0. Because any given Saturday or Sunday,
or Monday,
or in this case also Monday, it could just be, their day. Everything may click for them, and then that's when they're in the second round.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
who are we going to be talking about on Tuesday when we come back? The next show on Tuesday. Who are we going to be talking about?
Well, what we're going to be talking about Tuesday is the matchup against Cincinnati and Buffalo.
Okay.
So that's going to look into as a grudge match, just because of the coin flip that was disrespectful on Joe Mixon. I understood, why he did it, and he was doing it towards the league, but the people in Buffalo took it as a sign of disrespect, because of what happened with the kid and why they had this situation going. So that's going to be a hell of a playoff game right there. When I look at the NFC, it's going to, I don't know, it's the talk is going to be what happens Monday night. That's what it's going to be. If the Bucks win or if the Cowboys win. If the Cowboys win, it's going to be a damn parade. They're going to think they won the Super Bowl because they finally won a playoff game. And then the next round will be a division rivalry, divisional game with us playing, them coming to Philly to play us. Anytime they and this will be the first time this season that our defense. Well, yeah, their defense will play Jalen Hurts. No, what we're at? Well, Jalen Hurts and Dak will finally meet, collide and play against each other
at the same time on the same field,
anytime we play
on the same
them,
day.
we always play their back. We play their backup.
First one, Jalen was out, then the second one, Dak was
out.
I got you.
Yeah, so we'll be full strength. So I think that is going to be the story of Tuesday. What I think that's going to be the story of that game and the matchup with Buffalo, Cincinnati. If they win their respective games.
All right. For me on the AFC side, we're going to be talking about where's Lamar Jackson going to be next year. That's
They're
the
talking about
AFC
that
side.
right now. They're talking about that right now.
But
Oh, they talking about
it'll be a fate accomplished. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it in Latin, but I used to know how to say that. But it's going to be a fate accomplished.
Yeah, they're talking about that right now.
In the NFC, on the NFC side, a couple of things we may be talking about on Monday. Somebody getting fired, somebody retiring,
yeah,
or somebody else being put on a serious pedestal platform. And when I say that, I'm talking about the New York Giants. If the Giants can beat Minnesota on Sunday, then it's just going to be a madhouse. I can see it already. Giants fans going to be jumping out the window, as they should.
They knocked the Knicks off the back page.
Yeah, there you go. So
they knocked the Knicks off the back page, right?
Yep. I think that Monday, Tuesday, when we're back Tuesday night, we're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about, but it's gonna be some very, very, very nice topics and stuff like that. And then we'll preview the divisional round, which is even gonna be crazier. So again, we're gonna be back at it on Tuesday. That's my partner over there, Yada Bear, in the building all the time. You know what I mean? So make sure you get at us. Make sure y'all get y'all picks. Y'all got till tomorrow at 3:00. I think everybody got their joints in. I think I'm waiting for Sean Strong. All right, because Kia got hers in. Slate just got his in a little while ago. You know what I mean? So Sean, come on through with your picks, man. All right, Sonny Cruz is waiting for you. So, all right, so that's the playoff matchups. You got Sean Strong against Sonny Cruz, right? You got Slate and Kia, right? And you got the man right here, left-handed, a.k.a. RM Desk, going against the Code D in the building. Yada Bear in the house.
That number one seed over there. See that number one seed?
See it right over there. Y'all keep up. Rock with us. We back Tuesday night.
Yes.
It is what it is. Salute to Coach Mo Boykins and Penn Hill High School. All right. Your ladies team did it again. And I think that we are the catalyst for that. Because we talked that into existence. So
I love the celebration in the locker room. I love the celebration. It makes you hype. I was hyped for him. I was like, oh.
So Coach Mo, you know what it is. The invitation is open. Bring some of your crew with you. Know what I mean? And we could definitely chop it up because we definitely want to give you your shine. All right. Respect to you and all that. I'm sitting here watching the game right now. Golden State Warriors and San Antonio Spurs in the Alamo Dome.
Yeah, and this is like the biggest crowd, NBA crowd they had. They sold out.
And you know who's how do I put this? This is a family show. Who's really excited?
Who?
Adam Silver.
Oh.
Because he's probably trying to finagle and figure out ways that how he could put a couple more games in the Alamo Dome.
Oh, definitely.
I didn't know the Alamo Dome was still around.
Yeah. I never even thought of having a professional sporting event there. The setup kind of reminds me of college.
Yeah, you look at it, it's like, oh snap! I'm looking like,
it kind of reminds me of
the college atmosphere, right? Like the Carrier Dome or something like that.
It reminds me when they have those tournaments on the ships.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of gives
the aircraft carriers.
The aircraft, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, listen, we all know what this is about. It's all about the money, right?
Yep.
It's all about the money. You know,
that's right. And the Spurs
get a good showing.
The Spurs got on those NBA All-Star Phoenix uniforms.
Yeah, it kind of reminds. Yeah. It does. It is. Matter of fact, it looked like NBA All-Star. What was that?
They got the NBA All-Star.
Yeah. 93.
One of them 90s uniforms. You know what I mean? Look at this.
I feel like it was like 93.
Who wants to sit there and watch a basketball game? What are you seeing from that angle?
Oh, you're not seeing anything.
You're almost outside.
You are outside. You're not seeing anything. You watching the scoreboard.
Yeah, you sitting up there,
You
man.
you
Listen,
watching that?
I guess the people up there they too drunk to even care. They just
Oh
want
no,
to be
they
at the
don't.
game.
Yeah, they don't
You know
care.
what I mean?
They just happy to be there.
Absolutely. Yo,
They
this left-handed right here, aka RM Desk, get at me on Twitter. All right, salute to the homie. You know what I mean? Salute to you. Make it do what it do. Don't forget this year, 2023, hip hop celebrating its 50th anniversary. Make sure
Yeah.
you do something for hip hop. You got 12 months to get it together. You know what I mean? So that's what's up. And that's it. We in the building. We did what we had to do. We chopped it up. You know what I mean? Get at us. We on
See
Twitter.
you
We on
guys
Facebook.
Tuesday.
Yep, we're around. We'll be back on Tuesday. You already know the vibes. All right.
That's right.
So again, left-handed at RM Desk. That's my code D out of Bear. And we in the building. Don't go nowhere. We in the building. And salute. And we'll talk to y'all on Tuesday. And enjoy NFL Wild Card Weekend. All right.
Yes, enjoy the games. Peace.
Peace.